Reddit asks, what is the worst movie you've ever seen? Ant Farm Dickhole. Yes, this is a legitimate movie. The plot involves a guy that gets bullied, and ants climb up into his dick, make a nest, and when he gets upset, they come out, attack, and kill the person upsetting the guy. Things got weird to a whole new level when his girlfriend and him had sex, and the ants ate her from the inside out. It's been a few years since I saw it, but I am still undergoing counseling from the horrors of it. So like, a guy version of Teeth? Tiptoes. With Gary Oldman, in the role of a lifetime. House of the Dead. Worst mashup game and movie integration I have ever seen. Terrible directing with terrible actors in an incoherent plot. Terrible directing. Ah yes, I see you have been acquainted with Uwe Boll. Reaction to Assault on Wall Street has been mainly negative, with one reviewer describing the film as inexplicably tame. However, it was better received than most of Uwe Boll's productions. R/murdered B-words. Fucking brutal LOL. I tried watching the Garbage Pail Kids movie just to see how bad it is. This is literally the most unfunny thing I've ever witnessed. It's just so vile and ugly and annoying I can't understand how it even got finished. There was a Ted Bundy movie that came out in the late 90s/early 2000s. I was sleeping over my cousin's house and my uncle went to Blockbuster and asked for a scary movie, but I guess he didn't specify that we were all like 12 to 15. We watched the whole thing. It was so awful, and it wasn't only because it was traumatic. Edit. Also a second vote. I love horror and also thriller stuff, and decided to watch a movie about 8 years ago about a dude that cooked some dude's dick in a pan and ate it. I have such a strong stomach, but that made me physically ill and nauseous for 2 days. Giggly. My girlfriend at the time made me take her to see it. We broke up later that week. I worked at a movie theater when this came out and occasionally got in trouble for trying to talk people out of buying tickets for this. It's honest work. Despite the fact that it ain't much. Dragon Ball Evolution. It was like watching a drunk guy vomit all over my childhood. At least he owned up to it. Still shiz, though. Gotti starring John Travolta. I took a girl on a second date as she wanted to see it due to her love for mob/mafia movies. I think I witnessed part of her soul die that night. Edit. There was no third date. It got 54 reviews and all of them were negative. Just like those other 37 movies, Travolta makes recurring appearances on that list. What can I say? I keep busy. You were really good in Get Shorty. Slenderman. Fuck that movie. You want a good Slender Man movie? Just watch Marble Hornets. Fucking scary and made by college kids for YouTube. Oh hell yes. Marble Hornets is amazing. I followed it as it was happening back in the day, and actually had to stop around episode 65 or so. I was having actual nightmares and anxieties about being stalked by the Slenderman and I couldn't handle it. At least you didn't stab your friend 19 times to impress Slender Man. Whatever happened to those kids? I don't know about the kids who did it, but I recently saw a story on the victim and she seems to be doing well. The Peanut Butter Solution. It's about a cancer kid who loses his hair and finds a magic recipe to grow it back. But he wants it faster, so he puts more peanut butter in, but it grows back super fast. So then some bad guys kidnap little kids and steal their now fast growing hair to make paintbrushes. My mom rented it for me when I was sick as a kid. It was so bad I turned it off. And felt guilty I was going to hurt her feelings. Always thought this movie was a fever dream. Guess not. Human Centipede 3. Not like I thought it would be anything more than a bad horror flick, but man, what a load of annoying shiz. It's like its title. Each one just crapping into the next one. Battlefield Earth. The weird-ass John Travolta Scientology movie. Eragon. I have largely suppressed my memories of that film. Don't get me started on that one. They actively made it so a sequel couldn't work. Who does that? It's like self-sabotage. And the strange thing was that they very heavily teased a sequel. That Adam Sandler movie Jack Jill. It was terrible. My daughters think it's hilarious. No, I don't feed them gunpowder. Well, maybe you should. Fantastic Four, 2015. An awful movie that becomes completely incoherent in the second half. Was looking for this. That movie is filled with every trope in the book, right down to the last line where Thing says it was fantastic. And then Mr. Fantastic goes say that one more time. Fade to black. Give me a fudging break. What are we, some kind of Fantastic Four? Will Smith would have been cast to deliver that line. Every time this question occurs, there is only one answer, the Eragon movie. We don't talk about that. That and The Last Airbender. Both movies never happened. There never was a Last Airbender movie. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. The Earth King has invited you to Lake Laogai. Home Alone 4. What about Home Alone 5, like really Holiday Heist isn't that every fudging Home Alone? No. Holiday Heist takes place on a normal Tuesday in early June. After Earth. The acting was atrocious and the story barely made any sense. I mean, whose idea was it to have Will Smith and Jaden Smith talk in deep pseudo-English accents during the movie? I mean, I know it's supposed to be how English will sound like in the future, but that seems somehow even more stupid. From what I remember, they actually made up the accent. Brutal. Haha, yeah, wasn't it supposed to be a situation of all cultures merging, so almost a universal accent that would have resulted? Joe Dirt 2. I was fudging pumped when they announced it, especially with the majority of the cast returning. Even downloaded Crackle just to watch it. They recycled every good joke from the first one poorly, and the whole movie fudging sucked ass. Completely agree. I share your disgust. Birdemic. It was so bad it was hilarious. Possibly the most unlikable, punchable protagonist in all of cinema, but worth it for the thrilling coat hanger fight scene. Yet I earned it. All those stock deals with NCT software. Two-headed shark attack. The size of the shark is constantly changing, and at one point they forget which head gets blown up. It's just terribly put together. I think they even added a black guy in the middle of the movie just so he could die in the next scene. But I love the D-grade movies. It is the pretentious high-budget ones that pizza me off. Back in the day we went to drive-ins to watch two-headed shark attack type movies and loved it. My husband loves them too. Have you seen Sharktopus? Mean Girls 2.